Hey everyone, welcome back to A Summer's End. In the last episode, our office lady Michelle had a bit of a high heel mishap before work, and her supervisor recommends she goes to a cobbler to get it fixed. And there she meets Sam, who is contrastingly laid back, and works at a video store nearby. They have another chance meeting at a local pet store, and Sam, very forward, takes Michelle out for dinner. Fast forward to the next day, and it's another day of work for Michelle. So let's continue. I'm not sure what Mr. Wong had done, whether it was his sheer craftsmanship or if it was by some occult power. All I knew was that he had done transformative work on my shoes. My heels were even more comfortable to wear compared to before. I wonder if he had adjusted the heel length on them. I felt taller and more confident with every step I took. My calf looked more slender and shapely wearing them. How is that even possible? Perhaps next time I'll try wearing them without pantyhose. Ooh, scandalous. What a time-honored skill Mr. Wong must possess. I'm sure many people rely on his services for years and years to come. I wish I could write a review for him. He certainly deserves the praise. Today was just flying by. My commute to work was smooth. I was even able to get a seat on the subway on the way to work. I suppose for every bad day, a good day will come to make up for it. There was a lull in the day. I went for a sit-in lunch. My usual restaurant had hardly a queue to get inside. Everything's going smoothly. Miss, your usual order? Today I'll have the curry beef brisket, please. Okay. It was a wonderfully seamless day. I was thinking I could leave work early. Hey! Yes? Oh, who's that? You're leaving already? Yes, that's right. You forgot about me already? Ooh, awkward. You're the new hire in the accounting department. Johnny? You're the guy that made fun of her slippers yesterday? It's Joey. Right, Joey, I apologize. That's okay. We never formally introduced ourselves to each other. I've only been here for a few weeks. Your name is Michelle, right? Or should I call you Slippers Chung? Come on. Please don't call me that. I was hoping people would forget about that already. But it's so funny. Dude, lay off. Hey, has anyone said that you look a bit like Momoko Kikuichi? Peach Child? The Japanese pop idol. Huh? Yeah, don't you think so? No way. There's no way I would look like a pop singer. What a weird guy. Don't be so modest. I'll show you her photo book. You really look like her. Photo book? You don't have to go so far as to do that. What is it? I don't see you wearing those slippers today. You got your shoes fixed? Oh, please don't tease me about it anymore. Even the supervisor was heckling me about it this morning. It's a great story, though. Don't you think it adds more to your character? Character? When I first saw you, I thought you were like a boss character. Boss character? Mrs. Tam is our boss. Not that kind of boss. I meant to say that you seemed hard to approach at first. So for you to come and work with slippers like that, it's like, oh, a weakness. I mean it as a compliment. I don't quite understand, but I appreciate your compliment. Yeah. You're heading home now? Yes, I was just about to go. Oh, me too. You take the Sun Wan line, right? I'll go with you. Okay then. This guy seems so awkward. There's this noodle house that just opened. Oh god. I heard from some of my friends that it's pretty good. Do you want to try it with me? It's really... The next station is Mongkok. Doors will open on your right. Whoa! The train had been slowing down to stop at the next station. And as I was about to answer, I was pushed by the other commuters looking to get off at the stop. You okay, Michelle? You gotta be like water and evade other people on the train. Yes, I got distracted. So, what about that noodle place? I'm sorry, I have to get off here. Ah, good for you. I thought you had a few more stops. I forgot I had something I needed to pick up. Next time, okay? Okay. It's not a big deal. There's always the next time. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, see you tomorrow. Oh, he's hopeless. I'm not sure why I made up such an excuse to get away from him. From what I've heard, Joy's a good, respectable guy. I heard from other coworkers that he had studied abroad and had only recently returned to Hong Kong upon completing his graduate studies. I'm sure there's a lot I could talk to him about, and yet... here I am. I was back in the same district where I had my shoes fixed the other day. I should take my time to look around. It'd be awkward if I get back on the train and I run into Joey by accident at the next stop. Since I was already here, I could take a look at the shops for a bit. I didn't really have a chance to really browse the shops because of that girl Sam the other day. Aw, Michelle, I think we all know why you're here. Now that I think about it, didn't she mention she had a shop around here? It shouldn't be too far of a walk from here. A video store. There's gotta be tons of video stores in the area. A video store. I had no expectations to actually come across the video store of that girl I had met yesterday. Besides the street-level storefronts, there are a multitude of stores located within indoor shopping arcades, and as well as the many outdoor market stores that are scattered across this whole neighborhood district. Sam had only vaguely mentioned the location of her store. To find such a specific store without a specific address, I might as well have searched for a needle in a haystack. Did she even want me to find her store? She should have given me a business card if she did. Diamond Videos? What kind of store name was that? Diamond would be more suitable for something a little more valuable than video cassettes. Maybe a jewelry store. Of course, I giggled to myself. At this rate, perhaps it might just be a diamond in the rough if I could find it. I didn't put too much hope in it, though. I walked through a whole shopping arcade and I've yet to come across her store. Nonetheless, I kept walking. I was testing out my shoes. My feet carried me forward without effort. My shoes felt comfortable and light. It was satisfying to hear the sound of the heel hitting the pavement. I passed by a few electronics stores. I saw from the window that they had an assortment of television and stereo devices for sale. I did not see any stores having home videos. Perhaps my father would have known better than me where to find a store like this. If he was alive, I'm sure he would still be coming to this neighborhood to regularly look at stereo devices on display. He had always liked to tinker with his sound system. In the past, I would have asked him to bring me along with him on his free weekends, and I would take a look at the new records in the shops nearby. My mother would also come along to look for Chinese opera records. That was many years ago. Things changed fast around here. I could hardly recognize any of the stores now. I had walked a few blocks and reached the end of the street. I looked left and right. It seems like there weren't a lot of stores ahead. I looked up. There was a strobing neon sign above me. It might just be video. Adult video. I craned my head to do a double take. I saw there was a massage parlor in the unit above. A seedy movie theater was in the building beside it. My left eye twitched. I've been looking at a computer monitor all day. What I should do is kick back at home with the cool compressed over my eyes. I forgot to do that the other night. The heat of the buildings and all the people on the street made the night air here humid and dense. I felt a bit uncomfortable, like there was something heavy wrapping itself around me. If I continued down the street corner, I'd enter the grittier part of Portland Street. Should I try another street? I peered ahead and saw a street sign asking office ladies to be wary of pickpockets. Huh. Perhaps not. I glanced at my wristwatch. It was getting late. It's about time I called it quits and headed home. I clicked my heels together 3 times and chuckled to myself. There's no place like home. As I was turning around, I felt the shadow of someone walk past me. The person walked quickly behind me. A pickpocket? It wasn't anything, but it felt suspicious. I tried to catch a glimpse of that person before they got away. In the corner of my eye, I saw it was a woman in a long robe dress. It was much like a Cantonese opera stage costume. She had long wavy hair. I vaguely recalled seeing. Sam? It was the first thought that came into my mind. I wasn't exactly sure who it was, but the profile was close enough to Sam's to make me question my eyesight. Whoever it was, they gave off a strange energy, enough to throw me off kilter. Even though I was just complaining about the warm, humid weather in my mind earlier, the air around me soon felt cold. I composed myself. I was heading home anyway. It was just not my luck to find the video store today. I continued my walk back in the direction from which I came. But as I continued walking, I noticed shops that I did not recall seeing earlier. There was a store that carved wood caskets, and a few others selling paper effigies, altars, incense, and lanterns. It struck me as strange, as I thought I had been walking in the opposite direction of Temple Street, where such stores were common in that area. Had I really walked down the wrong street? I looked left, right, forward, and back. I realized I had wandered somewhere quite far from where I started out. I didn't recognize the road signs nor any of the landmarks. The quietness of the street was quite unsettling. I coughed from the thick plumes of incense smoke in the air. It was eerie how one wrong turn can make a world of difference. I walked for a long time without seeing another pedestrian. Creepy. I tried not to think about it. I hastened my pace. I wanted to get back to the station or hail a taxi. There's no passing taxi. And despite how far I kept walking, I couldn't seem to find my way back to the station. I was getting more and more lost in the labyrinth of small and narrow streets. I crossed the next street, and I felt something wet drip on my head. It was a water droplet. I wasn't underneath a rain cloud. I've heard enough ghost stories to think that this is like a spiriting away. Nor was I underneath hanging laundry or an air conditioner. I felt uncomfortable. The hair on my neck rose. I could feel the intense stare of someone behind me. I quickly turned around. I saw an old woman looking at me. She was seated on a small stool in the street corner. Her eyes were sunken deep with age. She wore a black traditional dress robe, and she combed her hair in a tight bun. Her dress hid most of her body, but I could see that she was quite a small person. Her back was bent forwards with scoliosis, making her appear even smaller. Lotus flowers were placed on a mat beside her. She appeared to be selling them. She didn't appear to be someone dangerous. Rather, she seemed to me like a gentle and lonely old woman who lived a lifetime of honest but hard labor. A coin for a flower seemed like a small pittance, but it could mean a meal for her. I reached out for my coin purse.
Young lady, haven't you realized that there's another path? Sometimes the road won't appear until you take the first step towards it.
Huh? I looked up, and somehow the old lady merchant had disappeared right before my eyes. What the fuck? The street corner where I thought she had sat had no one. Behind it was just an empty alleyway. I stood dumbfounded. There's not a trace of her. No stool, no mat, not even a lotus petal was left behind. I was starting to feel quite frightened. Where did she go? Had I been seeing and hearing things this whole time? I asked myself. I suppose this is what I got for walking alone in an unfamiliar place. I approached the alley. I had to get a closer look. Perhaps it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. My heart started racing as I cautiously approached the alley. And I peered in, thinking, praying that it wasn't all a malicious ploy by someone out to get me. But rest assured, there was not a soul. I suppose the old lady packed up her things and left. I looked through the alleyway again. I saw in the distance a familiar blinking sign. I realized I could cut through the alley to where I was earlier. I took my chances. I didn't think too much. A dark alley has its dangers, but at this moment I was more afraid of being stuck in some unfamiliar place. I hated the feeling of being lost. I hightailed it through the alley. Never thought I'd be so glad to see the porn store again. And as soon as I stepped out of it, I felt the air pressure immediately change. The street was bustling with human activity. It was warm and humid. I didn't mind it as much this time. It was comforting to hear the sounds and chatter of people going about their business. I was back to where I started, before everything strange started happening. Ironically enough, it was the blinking adult video sign that signaled me back to this place. I was about to head out, this time in the correct direction, when I heard the muffled sounds of someone calling my name. Michelle! Where was it coming from? Michelle! I heard my name being called out again. I looked across the street and I saw her standing outside a store. It was Sam. She had the door open and gestured for me to come inside. It was a tiny and dimly lit shop sandwiched between what looked like questionable establishments. I hadn't noticed her store, even though I had walked past it earlier. My eyes weren't fooling me this time, right? I crossed the street. It was indeed Sam. Her smile, her gestures, it was without a doubt Sam. I was a little unnerved by what happened earlier, but I felt much more at ease to see a friendly face. Sam's excitement to see me was earnest. I would put behind me the strange sequence of events. It will be a later date when I have to recall the words of the old lady. Ah, jeez. Ooh. Ah, this is nice. Sam welcomed me into her store. It was a video store exactly as she had described. Her store wasn't too big. Her counter was small. Ah, this is really nice. She had for a seat a folding chair and a stool that also appeared to double as a dining table in times of need. The store was stacked floor to ceiling with shelves and books of videotapes and laserdiscs. A small TV was plugged in near where she sat. It had a video of a black and white film playing. Hey, Michelle. Oh, shit. I saw you walking outside earlier. You alright? You looked a little dazed. I'm fine. I didn't expect to see you again so soon. Was there something you were looking for today? Or were you looking for me? I was just in the area. I was just passing by. What a coincidence then. Since you're here, why don't you take a look around my store? If you find something you like, I'll give you a special discount. Okay. I looked around. She had the typical assortment of contemporary American and Asian films, television dramas, karaoke discs, and direct-to-home videos. Sam also had a section of classic Hollywood films such as The Sound of Music and Casablanca. I remember I watched some of these films with my mother when I was younger. I wondered if my mother would want to watch these films with me again. The thought had never occurred to me that I could revisit these films with home video. I think I'm blushing here. I felt Sam's eyes on me. She acted as if she was flipping through her ledger, but she was definitely looking at me. She had the slight grin on the corner of her lips. I didn't like being stared at. I picked up a tape off the shelf and read the back cover. I didn't have any particular movie I wanted to watch, but I didn't want Sam to think that I came over to her store just to loiter. I wasn't much of a moviegoer. The last time I watched a movie in theaters must have been 2 years ago. I preferred to instead read a book from the comfort of my home. I liked being able to follow along something at my own pace. It's not that I disliked movies. I want to be able to feel anything out of my own thoughts and volition. I don't like being forced to feel a certain way because of some graphic image on screen. I wondered what about film that made Sam get into this kind of business. I put the tape back down. Sam was still looking my way. She seemed like she was waiting for me to ask her something. I pretended not to notice. I continued browsing. I saw that Sam kept a special selection of films in the corner of her store. Guessing by the languages on the covers, some looked like they were directly imported from their source country. A few English language films had a sticker on them indicating that you needed special hardware to play the tape. I examined this section closely. Her eyes continued to follow mine. I didn't recognize any of the movies in this section. Even for the Chinese language films in this section, they were all by directors I've never heard of before. The films looked quite old and predated even the films I watched with my mother. I struggled to pronounce the titles of some of them. Mädchen in Uniform? What language was this one? Sam got up from her stool. Do you have any questions about these films? What are these tapes? They look like bootlegs. They're not bootlegs. They're copies of rare and experimental films. Can you really set up a shop like this with these kinds of tapes? It seems hard to sell. There's nothing wrong with them. One day someone's gonna wish there were copies of these films floating around. Do you really make money selling these films? I do. Special interest. The lease ain't free. You gotta find a way to reach out to every kind of client. Well, I have my loyal customers. Certain movies really do help out, pad out the sales. What's that? It's nothing. Would you like to look at anything else? Do you have any Chinese classics? I'll get something for my mother. Of course. How can I stay in business if I don't? Any particular one you think she'll like? I'm not sure. My mother really liked the movie The Dream of the Red Chamber. Which version did she like? I think the one with Bridget Lin. Is she a fan of Bridget Lin? I have a lot of her other movies. No, not really. I don't think she particularly likes her movies. Huh? She's the biggest superstar of Taiwan and Hong Kong. My mother isn't up to date with celebrity trends. She was and will always be a fan of Yam Kim Fai. She loves Cantonese opera. Perhaps she might like a recording of one of her films. Oh! Yam is quite a popular figure, isn't she? My mother was a fan too. Has she watched The Purple Hairpin? Definitely. I'm sure she'll watch it again though. I'll get a copy. Okay. This version of it is good. The sound is in stereo quality. Thanks. How about for yourself? Is there anything that you're looking for? Just name it and I can find it for you. I'm not sure. I don't have a particular one I'm looking for right now. What kind of movies do you like? Might as well be honest. Prefer reading a book. I don't really watch a lot of movies. I prefer reading a book instead. Is that so? Can you tell me why? Well, sometimes I feel more moved if I could imagine something for myself instead of watching it on a screen. Hi, Michelle. You're quite a dreamy girl. I wouldn't say that. I just like to be quiet with my own thoughts. Michelle. What kind of movies do you like, Sam? What made you want to run a video store? As long as I can remember, I've been watching movies. I like every kind of film. Comedy, action, romance, drama. I can watch anything. What I like about film is watching the actors and actresses bring the story to life, along with the film set, the cinematography, the sound direction. Sometimes it all comes together to create a picture so vivid and beautiful that leaves a lasting impression on me. The films that I like are the ones I'll never forget. You just want to go back and watch them so you can think about them again. That's what makes home video so wonderful to me. I see. My heart ached at hearing Sam's words. He's very passionate. Have you seen this movie? Sam pointed to her tiny television screen. It was a black and white Chinese silent film. It was made quite before my time. I didn't recognize any of the actors. No, what is it? Sam showed me the tape. This film is one of Ren Ling Yu's strongest performances. New Women. Ren Ling Yu. I don't think I've heard of her. She also went by the English name, Lily Ren. She was a silent film star in Shanghai during the 1930s. Ren was of Cantonese origins. Her Cantonese accent notwithstanding, her success as an actress was before the advent of sound in Chinese cinema. You could see her in films that she was talented in portraying a variety of characters with a high level of emotional depth. I won't tell you too much about her until you finish the film. But I have to say this film carries a lot more weight once you know what happened. I see. That's interesting. How did you come across her films? I'm sure even my mother wouldn't know about them. I had heard a little bit about her films before from people old enough to be alive during her time. It was only recently that her films were taken out of the archives, so I had my chance to finally watch them myself. Ah, you can watch it here. It's not that long. Here, have a seat. I'll rewind it to the beginning. Huh? It's alright. I'll get a copy. Okay. I'll give you 20% off. 20% only? Can I buy one, get one? I'd love to, but I have to be fair to every customer. I'll discount you more if you're a returning customer. I also do rentals. Huh? Is that really fair then? Alright, here. Thank you. What is the movie about? Well, it's about an educated woman played by Rin. And what she has to do is survive in the society of the time. It's quite a brave film considering its time of release. The last scene always gives me chills. It's hard to describe the film. You just have to watch it and see. Tell me what you think of it after you've finished it. Okay. I hope you like it. I've been taking up a lot of your time. I shouldn't be keeping you from your work any longer. I should get going. Are you busy tonight? I don't have any particular plans. Would you like to come with me to a show? A show? It's at this pub near the station here. I know the owner quite well, and she puts on a special event every month. A pub. What about your shop? It's okay. I'll just lock it up. It's about time I close up anyway. Really? The sign outside your door says you still have half an hour till closing. Closing time is subjective to management. What kind of management is that? Don't worry about it. Come on, let's go. Oh man. Oh, Michelle, you didn't call your mom. Sam ushered me out of her shop and quickly shuttered the gates. I could try watching the movie she recommended, but I didn't really like the idea of going along with her to a pub. I was about to protest had not the venue been in the direction of the subway station. I figured I'll go along with her for a bit and then excuse myself later. We had a nice conversation. Sam seemed cheerful. I didn't want to dampen her mood. Sam walked next to me, humming an upbeat song. She had on a ritzy outfit today. I didn't notice it at first when she was sitting behind her shop counter. It was quite outstanding. Sam wore a hibiscus red blouse, a fitted skirt, and paired these items with pointed toe heels. What a strange shopkeeper. I've never seen anyone tend a store dressed like that. I was dressed in my usual office attire, formal, neat, and clean. I don't have the look of someone going to bars after work. As we walked, the streets got more and more crowded the closer we approached the station. The sidewalk was shoulder to shoulder with pedestrians going home, going out, going somewhere. I took off my jacket. It was warm. I felt awkward around Sam. From afar, I'm sure no one would think that we had anything to do with each other. The subway entrance should be just around the corner ahead. It was about time I took my leave. I shouldn't involve myself with Sam anymore tonight. Not like this, I thought. Sam? We're here. The venue's just down those stairs. Sam gestured to a narrow stairwell leading down into the basement of a pre-war apartment building. The entrance was open. It was an otherwise inconspicuous place. I looked for the name of the establishment. All the place had for signage was a bolted plate beside the entrance door, which indicated in small font that it was in fact a bar and disco. I felt uneasy. I better not today. Michelle? I have to get going. Oh. I have some things I gotta take care of. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry. No worries. There's always the next time. Sam smiled lightly. Did she feel disappointed? Sam. I'll walk you to the station. That's alright. I hope you have a good night. I'm going to head out now. What? A woman in an ostentatious green power suit suddenly appeared between them. She put her arm around Sam's waist. She seemed well acquainted with Sam. What the hell? Samantha! Wait, is that your former coworker? What are you doing just standing out here? Hurry up and get in! Huh? What are you doing out here, Cecilia? You don't see me working? I have to be my own planner, promoter, security. I might as well be my own performer too if I have to do everything around here. You're busy as always, aren't you? Always. I saw you loitering outside. How rude, blocking my entrance like that. Just get inside already and make my place look lively. Sorry. Huh? Who's this? You brought someone this time? Don't tell me this is... Cecilia, this is Michelle. Michelle? Cecilia. Huh? Well, aren't you something? I'm sorry. I'm actually leaving. Hey. Miss Wong, didn't you tell her it's ladies' night? There's no cover charge. That's not it. I have to catch the train. What? Where did you find this girl? She's so cold. Come and sit for a bit, okay? Relax. You're much too stressed from work. Drink something to warm yourself up. Hiya. Oh my god. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave the episode here, actually. God, Michelle, you're in big trouble, lady. It's ladies' night at the bar, and I don't know what that means exactly, but we might see some interesting things. So, I hope you enjoyed the episode today. Thank you for watching it. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, I am formally inviting you to join our server. But for now, take care. Hope to see you next time. Bye.